Nicole, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Glenn. Yeah, great. I'm great. Happy to be here with you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for having me.
no, chuffed to be talking. You and I have sort of, crisscrossed on socials, a little bit in the past. So great to finally have a chance to talk to you.
Yeah,
Um,
likewise. No, thank
Before we do this, I just want to sort of touch upon the cost for a moment because you've had a belter of a year, these two movies coming out. And anyone that listens to this show knows how much I've been sort of championing the cost. I love it. And I think that you were a really big part of that success. So I just want to say congratulations on that one. Never had a chance to talk to you about it.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was from as soon as Matt reached out about the script and about the role, I was in, I love stuff that is just, raw, really digging deep, not the happy kind of story. I,
Mhm.
I I love stuff that you can just really get that's meaty, gritty. And yeah, I was just like, when am I going? I'm gonna pack my bags now. I mean, that being said, I didn't get to do that because of COVID. So it took a bit of back and forth, but no, we finally got there, and it was just great to be a part of,
Yeah, good.
and the actors and everyone involved.
The really weird thing about that
Yeah.
movie is the heavy scenes there where you get abducted. That's my old strip of shops. That's like my old neighborhood.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it was pretty intense to film, but I mean, working with I only got to work with Kevin, so I never met the other actors until the cast and crew screening. But heard a lot about them. But working with someone who straight away we really connected, really clicked. I mean, we didn't really have a choice because we were like, I think we're having a slice of pizza and we're like, cool, let's get into it. And but straight away there was lots of trust there and communication, and same with with Matthew. He's an
Yeah.
incredible director. And yeah, so doing a scene like this, I felt really safe and in good hands, and I'd do it all over again.
They do speak highly of you on the commentary about all of that stuff. So it's worth a listen to everybody that's listening. But let's talk Christmas. This is why you're here. This is a new dramatic comedy, I guess you'd say, from Heath Davis, who is the guy that gave us Broke and Locust, two fantastic films. Christmas movies are my jam, Nicole. Like I particularly love when they creep up on you and give you something completely different that you weren't expecting. What was the first thing that struck you about the script for Christmas?
It was just different. It wasn't like a story or a script that I've read before. Heath is really good with that nice balance and contrast with, you know, the drama, the comedy. I think it just played out really nicely, and it was a really great. I mean, firstly, it wasn't a horror or a thriller, so it was nice to kind of read something and something different, because I can do more than just that.
Yeah.
It's just nice to throw in something that also my family can watch too, because my mom's like, when are you going to do something that I can watch? So she'll be at the premiere for this, but yeah, no, it was a really great role, something I hadn't touched on before, and it was just a no-brainer because the actors involved. I mean, I'm like, wow, these are legends, and Heath has done some incredible projects and films. So just to be a part of it, I'm like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Are Christmas movies your jam? Like, do you dig them in general?
I mean, a lot of them are really corny, but sometimes it's nice to just switch off and just watch just a light film. So
Yep.
I do watch them. I do
Yeah,
watch them. I
totally.
try to, horrors and thrillers are my go-to genre, just
Mhm.
naturally. I naturally just, love the darker subjects, but I do try and balance out my mental health with some good lighter films.
Yeah, well, I mean, Christmas is the only time you can watch Christmas movies, so I love them. That's why I lap them up.
Yeah. And
Um,
it's a great time that it's that's it's well, I think it tonight is the premiere up in the Gold Coast. So
there
I
you go.
haven't seen it yet. I hope it's good.
It is.
No,
It is.
I've heard really good things about it, so I'm really excited to see it, and got some mates going to tonight's one. So
Awesome. No, I loved it. But like you said, you're amongst an incredible cast here. Stephen Lamarckand, and he's one of the great Australian unsung heroes. I love him. He's brilliant. But then you also share screen time with I can never pronounce his surname, but Darren Gillishan.
Darren,
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
not
just
going to attempt it. I think it sounded right.
let's just
Um,
say Dazza.
as a, um, Yeah, no, I wish I had more screen time with Darren. He was
Yeah.
great. It was, it was just a little bit of screen time, but I mean, I'm not complaining. He's fantastic. And Steve is such a beautiful soul
Yeah.
and so talented. And so working with him, I mean, I was just pinching myself because I was like, this man is a legend. He is so talented.
Yep.
It
They
was
are
amazing.
they are both incredible performers, two of the most underrated Aussie actors that I can think of. And what I love about both of them is how they're like chameleons. They can go from really badass, evil kind of characters to really soft, beautiful kind of characters. Particularly Darren. Like, and just watching them on screen together was just incredible. You must have felt really lucky.
Oh, I feel so lucky. I'm very grateful to have that opportunity to be up there and have my name up there with such, yeah, like you said, really underrated but amazing actors.
Yeah,
So
and you also had Hannah Joy in there. I've got to touch upon that because she's from Middle Kids. If anyone's into music and know them, she's in this film and she sings in this film. There's music. You didn't get to share a lot of screen time with her, but she's worth drawing attention to. Did you have much interaction with her?
I think just behind the scenes,
Yeah,
we got chatting and she's just, I mean, just seeing bits and pieces of what I did with her performing. She's so natural and she really kills it in this role. So I can't wait for audiences to see her in this because I think she's just amazing. And she's just so kind.
yeah.
And yeah, I didn't actually know much about Middle Kids until I, met her and I
Mhm.
listened to her now. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I just love the way they incorporated her singing into the film without it being really kitschy or hokey. Like it's contextual and it really adds a lot of gravitas to the film. It's good stuff.
I think watching her perform and watching Steve perform with some of the music is that was a highlight. That was
Yeah,
really
right.
cool. And she's yeah.
Yeah, totally. How did you get involved with the film? Like, was it through audition? And if so, what do you think that they saw in you?
I think it was a lady called Bina. She's a director and producer as well. And she actually, I think it was from her. I got a message from her and she said, have you seen this? Like,
Mhm.
this casting call. And I hadn't. And so I pretty sure I reached out to Heath straight away and he said, look, read the script. You might not like it. And I was like, no, I actually do. And so I self-taped and I was really happy with what I put down. And obviously he was too. And yeah, we met up for coffee and I think they would have seen it was really, I mean, it was a really quick turnaround, but it was a really raw, strong performance that they would have,
Mhm.
I'm sure they would have seen.
Yep.
That I think just really stood out and obviously was a good fit. So
It certainly was. Like, you're really, really well cast in this one. What's Heath like to work with?
oh, it's so easy. Actor's director, very he's got a good eye, got a good vision, knows what he wants.
Mhm.
If he's not happy with anything, I mean, because I'm always one to, I'm happy to kind of go again. And yeah, just really easy. I'd love to
Yeah,
work with him
he's a very down to earth guy. I've had a few
again.
interactions with him online. Yeah, I dig what he does too. Like, Broke, the film he did with Steven a few years ago, was just amazing. And he's been on social media lately, Heath. He's been taking the film to the US at various film festivals, and it looks like the response over there has been incredible. He's been rubbing elbows with some big people.
Yeah, it's been great just to kind of live vicariously through him and his socials. It's just amazing. I'm so glad, like for him and everyone involved.
Yeah,
So glad
I wonder what
that.
the Americans make of like an Australian Christmas. Like, it's
Yeah.
hot. It's like it's ochre. Like, I can't even comprehend how they must think it's quirky.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's good because it's just like, well, look at what, Australia can do and produce. And yeah, I mean, good for Heath. He's really making waves with this one. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's switch gears a little bit here. I want to get a little bit more general and just get to know you a little bit. So, what type of movies do you gravitate towards when you're in your downtime, if you have much downtime?
Look, it's really rare these days, but I love zoning out. I love watching films. I'm very old school. I watch a lot of cult classics, Vincent Price, um,
Wow.
Hitchcock. One of my favorite films is Young Frankenstein with
Yeah.
my
Yes.
absolute favorite. So, that's that humor, that kind of acting style, like that's just my favorite. But I love I watch a lot of anything Steve Martin's in, Shirley MacLaine. Yeah, I'm really old school.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give you a recommendation there. You may have seen it. So Gene Wilder followed up Young Frankenstein with a movie he directed himself called Sherlock Holmes' younger, smarter brother.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh gosh, it's got Madeline Kahn and it's got all the cast from Young Frankenstein, and it was made pretty much back to back. It's well worth a
Oh,
look. Yeah.
oh, I don't know how I've missed that, but yeah, no, I'm making a mental note now.
There we go. It's committed. It's committed to video. I'll report back. We'll get together in a year and we'll touch base on that.
Sounds good.
I'm sure you're going to be in a lot of other films that we're going to have to talk about. So yes, let's do that. So other than Young Frankenstein, do you have like an all-time favorite, even if it's a guilty pleasure, something that as a little girl that you love, maybe?
Oh, that's so hard. Yeah, I can't narrow it down because I've gone through phases. Like sometimes I'll like rewatch things. I mean, obviously Young Frankenstein, I'll rewatch, but oh gosh, musicals.
Yeah.
I seem to go back to musicals.
Mhm.
Chicago, Sweet Charity,
Yeah.
Moulin Rouge. I don't know. I'm a sucker for like musicals.
Yeah, absolutely. They're great. Why wouldn't you? Like I feel like musicals are what like thespians should be into. Like it's covers all bases, doesn't it?
I danced for God, 12 years or something. So I think that's where my love of dance
Holy
was.
shit.
That's
Need
why I love
need to find you a musical. Can you sing?
I did go to a performing arts school for all three. So it's
You can.
there.
You can. Yeah.
I'm sure it's
Modest.
there. I think we do. I mean, if anyone's listening, I mean, hire me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is,
Exactly.
if anything, this is a pitch right now. Was there like an actor that inspired you to get into acting? Was there someone that you looked up to and thought, I want to do that?
I think it wasn't one person. I think it always changed. So every time I watch a film, I wanted to be that. I wanted to take on, I'd walk out the cinema thinking that I was that person. I remember watching what was it? Peter Pan at the time with, was it Jeremy Sumter? Jeremy Sumter, and this is going back
Yeah. Is this the
yeah.
Jason Isaac played Hook? Is that the one?
Yeah. And so, I mean, I was obsessed with that film, and I just came out thinking I was like Wendy. Or then, I'd watched Legally Blonde, and I was like, well, actually, it wasn't to be an actor. It was just to be these people. I watched Legally Blonde. I was like, I'm going to be a lawyer. Or I'd watch this, and I'm like, I'm going to be this. And then I kind of like, fell into acting, 12 years ago or so now, and realized, oh, you can be anything. You can do anything. You can create, so it wasn't really a definitive, like just that one person.
No, but that's a really cool answer. Like most people don't say that, and that's like legit cool, like for sure. I mean, as kids, we all wanted to be things, but you actually chased it. That was great. And you're everything. You can do anything.
I can do anything.
Put that quote on the screen. Look, before we wrap it up, this is where I wanted to ask you what else is coming up, because you always seem to have something on the go. So is there anything you can tell us about? I'm sure there's some things you can't.
Yeah, a lot of things are under wraps. I hate being that person who's like, I won't tell you. I really, it's not like that.
That's fair.
I've got freelance directed by John Balaz. That's in post-production. Adam
Awesome.
Larusso produced that as well as the cost. So that's in post at the moment, which is really exciting. I'm in every single scene of that, which I think people are going to love because they're just going to get sick of me. So no, really excited for that one to come out. But I'm leading and producing a short horror film with Luke Creeley, who directed They Can't Hear You with Pia Grace Moon a few years ago, and so we're doing that in January. And I've just optioned a drama script that I'm also producing. So as well as a few other things. That's
awesome. Like heaps going on.
Thank you.
Yeah. And actually, you mentioned short film there, and I'm just going to add something to this conversation because you worked with Alex Proyas a few years ago on a short film. What's he like to work with? I've had a conversation with him. I've interviewed him on the show before. I think he's a really cool guy. Was he fun to work with?
Yeah, he was so approachable, really down to earth, and just kind of hanging out with him on a handful of sporadic days during COVID, just trying to film this. He was great, and just the story, we could just listen to the stories that he had to share and the knowledge. Yeah, he was great to work with.
Just to think I'm working with the guy that made The Crow, that made Dark City. Like, that's just phenomenal.
I ticked that box. That was really
that's
cool.
right. You've ticked a few boxes by now, and there's many more to tick, I'm sure. Thanks so much for joining us on the show, because I've wanted to speak to you for a long time and get you on the show. And as you keep jumping from success to success, I want to get you back on to talk about those too.
Thanks, Glenn. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Cut it right there. Beautiful. Wonderful.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There was this awkward pause, and you froze, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, you froze. And so I'm so sorry. This is like this awkward pause. I was actually really happy to chat to you, and I was like, that was so delayed. Oh my God.
I think we've just found the new end of the video.
He's an alcoholic and he's just out of rehab. Don't let him leave. Do you want to ruin Christmas?
I wondered, Chris, if you've thought about what you will do now.
You saw the light. Not so long ago, I had a US agent, publicist, manager, and now I've got nothing.
Nice and close into Santa. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
How are you feeling about going back out into the world?
I don't know, probably about as happy as the world is to have me back. Silly, okay?
That's for breaking Janice. Janice Joplin, my favourite pop plant. I recognise you from the telly.
I saw my daughter today. It's the first time I've seen her in 20 years.
Go see her, Chris. Today. Don't waste another Christmas.
My daughter's coming for Christmas. We're not serving KFC, and she hates me enough as it is. I'm from the house a few doors down, and now I'm... 1, 2, 3.
Dude, you are not special. There are a ton of messed up people and they come out of the woodwork at Christmas.
Joy, please, come on.
Flying pilots just like you, flying in and out of people's lives, and you're just too self-absorbed to even notice the damage you cause.
Santa, have you had anything to drink tonight?
I believe in you, Chris. 'Tis a season for believing.
Your presence is seriously the best present I could have.
This is going to be the best character you ever played.